how do people class seasons of podcasts? Because like
Just 9 more seasons, Morty. 9 more
seasons. Eat that
you get, like-
Szechuan sauce, rub it all over my cock.
We're like 20 seconds in. Fuck's sake.
It's all good. This is how
the
our
explicit
podcasts
mark on this
start.
one.
one
is it.
take.
I can
One
already see it now.
take.
I can already see it now. None of the visuals are up. The logo is up for the podcast. 10 seconds of pitch blackness with just this audio. Everyone listening being like,
The video
here
comes
we go."
in with rub Szechuan sauce all over my cock.
I think that would be a brilliant intro. It'll definitely capture the imagination.
That's what we want to do. We want to inspire people.
Yeah. Inspire hope.
Speaking of which, we want to inspire people with questions of the day, don't we?
Oh,
We do.
Inspire
And
question.
speaking of which, we now have a Discord server.
We're gamers now.
oh
my god, guys, join the Discord
my god!
So
We're
we're
gamer
gonna
boys
be
now.
taking a load of questions from people every so often. Discord, follow link in the description. On says, but for now
Another
we've
thing.
got some fan questions from.
Does this mean that I can tell my
friends
mum
on
I'm finally
Instagram?
an e-boy?
So what have we got? We've got Majixie says, how did you guys meet?
Oh, this one's a good one.
This one's
It's
a
a
good
cute,
one.
it's a cute little story, isn't it?
Because I was last into the fray. I think when I like. No.
I was
No. Sorry,
Not
no,
into
I
the
mean,
band.
No.
Into
Sorry,
the-
I meant,
yeah.
I meant
about
into
Josh.
meeting Jack
Oh,
and
no.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So, if I'm right, me and Noah met in our music course at uni, and we wanted to start a band, and we were looking for a guitarist and drummer. And basically, what happened was. Noah met Jack and Josh through the video game gig, didn't you?
Yeah,
Thank-
so
thank
we
you,
were
Liam.
on the
Thank
same
you, Liam.
course, me and Jack, but year below.
Mm.
Yeah.
The-
So
The
there was
infamous.
there was a gig where we were to put on our own shows, and Jack and Josh were part of this band which had to. It was just cover video game soundtracks, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
video
we played-
game music.
We played a
Um,
bunch of songs from famous video games. So we
Yes,
played the
yeah.
Doom theme. We played Still Alive from Portal 2.
Like the Wii channel.
The Wii
theme.
thing, the
Wii
Mii channel
channel
theme.
theme.
music. Oh no.
We did. What else did we do? Mortal Kombat.
We did, yeah. We did
yeah.
Mortal Kombat. we
Halo
did-
2.
Halo 2. It was great. I had so much fun.
It was really fun, yeah.
It was good.
And
It was
then
quality.
and then a few weeks after that, Jack comes up to me and goes, "Oh yeah, Noah's asked me to be part of this band," and I go, "Oh, cool,
I felt so bad.
that's
I felt-
that's
I felt
nice."
so bad.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit sad that day.
I cried loads.
Because the thing, what happened was, is me and Deck already had like a guitarist, but then he was like busy doing other things, so he was just like, yeah, okay, never mind. And then Noah was like, don't worry, I know this other really sick guitarist. But I mean, because originally we were just gonna have two, really,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we had this one guitarist, and then Noah was like, we could have another. I've got one in mind. So I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? We'll be a 5-piece. And
Not
then,
another one.
yeah, and then my
Too
friend
many
left.
strings.
Yeah, too many strings. But then my friend left, and it was like, hey, Josh, do you want to be rhythm and lead? And he's like,
Yeah.
Josh is
I
just that
guess
powerful
so.
that he can do both at the same
yeah.
time.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
That's why I play 7-string, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah,
I don't play basic ass 6-string.
Don't even
From
need
the
a bassist, to be
band-
honest.
Antidote to Chaos was formed, even though we didn't name our band that.
It took us a
the
long time
first
to
six
name
months,
ourselves.
maybe.
I wanted us to be called Bread, and I think
think
we
I
all
did.
wanted to be called
I still
Bread.
think
Bread
Bread's
is
a
still
brilliant name.
stuck. It's still stuck a little bit. Well, the only reason we didn't get Cold Bread was because there's already a band called Bread.
Yeah, there is.
and
It was
also
gonna, it
because
was
of
gonna
my-
be great because we were gonna get Bread Machine and put it on the side of the stage, have it cook up during our show, and then sell it as merch. I still think
Exactly.
it's great
Baked
business,
bread.
model, but we can't do it anymore
Signed
because we're not
bread.
called Bread.
Signed with like you get like a mold and you like cover the top with flour and it like says the ATC logo. You get,
Then
like, a
again,
metal
is there a
template.
is there a bread what starts with C in the name? Because we could just antidote to, what's your knowledge on breads?
Oh,
Cutting bread.
I should know.
I mean, there's a type of bread called a cob. That's a type. That's like a type of loaf.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I mean that could work. Antidote to
Antidote to
cobs.
cob.
Just start selling cobs at the gig and just
Bare cobs.
'cause I've seen
Cobs and clogs.
I've seen people eat bread bare before, which I think is
What do you mean
weird.
bare?
but
Just
as
like
in
normal
no butter,
bread?
nothing. Just
I mean, when
out
you
straight
need
out the
pure
raw
sustenance,
dogging.
Grab
Raw
up-
dogging
I mean,
bread.
that's
raw dogging this bread. When you
Let me in.
need sustenance, I mean, bread. That's all bread used to be. Was just like you just need carbs because you can't eat. We're
yeah, but
eating
if you're
fuck all.
if you're gonna just eat just bread, you need something to dip it in, like soup or something.
Yeah, but like this is what I'm
Alright,
saying. The
so-
whole
Do you know-
invention with
I-
bread was because
I-
there was no soup, so
I-
they just had bread.
I really enjoyed dipping bread into whatever's currently in the sink.
Very
Quite
liquid.
tasty. It's a very different experience every time.
Sometimes you do even get chunks.
I've wondered why I found like bread little pieces in the sink before.
Oh yeah. It's me
right.
dipping.
So next question.
Moving on.
Next question comes from Alistair140. Thank you very much. It says, "What would you guys do if you hadn't got into music?"
Oh,
I'd probably
Should we
be a
yeah,
normal
we'll take this one in
functioning human
turns.
being, to be completely honest.
Go on, Jack. We'll go Jack, Josh, Noah, me.
Oh, that is a good question. I think I probably would have gone into science.
Ooh.
I was going to say
Really?
the same. I was going
Really,
to say
yeah.
the same thing. That was like my
Yeah.
other thing in school. I was good
Biology
at.
was like my subject. I got a higher
Oh.
grade in biology than I did in music.
No, I was all about physics.
You fucking hate physics. I thought you hated physics.
You fucking hate physics.
Didn't you
Don't
get an
you
E
lie
in
to
your mock,
yourself.
but you'd already got accepted into uni, so you basically just didn't do any physics?
I
Oh.
no. I
the truth's
enjoyed
coming out.
physics. It was quite difficult towards the end, and I did think I'd seen the end of it, and then got to uni and I hadn't seen the end of it.
Was this
But
A-level
damn.
physics? Was it?
Yeah, was that A level, Josh?
Yeah, A level.
No. Yeah, I probably would have done biology and got into some sort of maybe not doctor, but like I don't know, something with
to be fair-
maybe sports science. Maybe that would.
To be fair, I can actually picture it. You know, like Josh and Jack in like lab coats.
Glasses
Like,
on.
yeah, the glasses.
Looking under microscopes.
Either that or
Look
just-
at this bread.
Yeah.
This
What else?
lovely
Yeah.
bread.
Is there anything
So
else I would
you,
have gone
Kieran?
into? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll go. I think if I didn't do music, I think I'd probably either go into some form of like film study or be an actor. I think
You
Because-
can just say pornography.
I know I am.
There's no judgment.
Yeah, I'd follow and go into porn. Wouldn't I?
I act in the
I can already-
I do the music as well.
I can
so
already
it's
see
just a win.
YouTube sweating that we just said the P word. You know,
If I'm becoming a porn star, I'm doing it for scat.
scat.
Scat
No, I
porn is the only
remember-
reason I'm going into it.
I had back in secondary school. You know, when you had to pick your options. So basically, I managed to pick drama and music. So my whole end of secondary school thing was pretty much debating after I left. You know, when I went to college, did I want to do drama or music? Because I wanted to like specify in one. I knew if I did both, the other wouldn't get the attention it needed. So I was like, oh, because if you were doing drama and music, the next like step is usually like theatre performance or something like that. And I was like, that's not what I want to do. You know, I don't want to be in a musical. Like, no.
We used to have
please.
at college. We used to have a feud with the performing arts students. We used to call them twirlies. We went on a residential. We went on
my
a
God.
residential trip. It's kind of. We went on a residential trip to London once, and they had to put us on separate buses because the feud got that intense. It was sick. It was like it was civil war. It
I
was
can't
awesome.
believe you said the T word, you
The
racist.
twirlies.
The twirlies.
What about you, Noah?
You know what? It's kind of interesting. I've thought about this before. I thought if I never sort of made it as a musician, I'd probably want to train up to be a paramedic, you know?
Did you say paramedic?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what
Fair.
I kind of just... I
See,
like-
that information makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. Imagine
no,
that.
It's
Let
like
me
it's
in
like
the
when
sea.
you.
Noah,
It's like when you hear that Harry Hill used to be a doctor.
I know,
I've kind
yeah.
of just got the same reaction.
Imagine being in an emergency and Noah is the
Noah
person who
is
shows up.
Okay,
to tell
everyone, calm down, calm down.
That voice is not relaxing as
We need
well.
to.
I'm
need
less
to-
Nobody
calm.
look! Nobody look!
We need to prepare the body. If it's not in good shape, we'll prepare it for munging.
I can't believe.
Oh Jesus!
It'd be like Dwight from The Office.
I
where
shouldn't.
he's like,
Start
does he have
harvesting
an
the
organ
organs.
donor card? He does. We've got to harvest the organs quickly so they don't rot.
I'm not going to be able to look at Noah in the same way anymore now. I'm just going to be like, if Noah
You could have been like pumping my stomach, but instead you're here.
I'm here. I think it's probably for the better for both of us, to be honest, Jack.
Should we talk about
Well,
some
if we'd all got
music?
into science, I could have been a doctor, Noah could have been a paramedic, and Josh would have been like, I don't know, behind the scenes as well. So we could have been saving all of your lives.
And
But instead
Kieran's
we're
just
here.
Leonardo DiCaprio
So
playing a doctor in a movie.
That's amazing.
But,
Well-
but yeah.
That is food for thought, and today we're going to give some more food for thought with an album, and I believe it's Josh's pick.
Yeah,
with
we are
an
talking
album.
about Endless Forms Most Beautiful by Nightwish.
Why is
it's a
it
short and
beautiful?
snappy title. It really
What?
resonates.
Short,
Yeah.
short and snappy, straight to the point.
Really
to the
rolls
point.
off the
Straight to the
tongue.
point.
Why are they beautiful?
I
That's
really
the
wanted to
question.
talk about this one after we were talking about Within Temptation last week, because obviously there's some good stuff on there, but I thought, I know, like, the best symphonic metal stuff comes from
My bet.
Comes from the
my
guys in
symphonic
Finland.
metal is better than yours.
It's that meme of Pedro Pascal going, "This is good, but we could be better."
Could be better.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a friend in secondary school turned me on to Nightwish, and it took me a while, and I eventually was just I was just really sold on him, and I go back to this album quite a lot still. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
let you get
it
your
was
thoughts
released
on
in
all that.
2015, actually. I
Yeah.
completely forgot that. It doesn't sound like it's released in 2015, you know?
It sounds like it kind of
I was-
almost has a bit of like Dream Theater style to it, especially in the guitar riff. Like I hear mad John Petrucci style riffage in this.
Oh, can we actually talk about the riffage? Because, Jack, you said this before with some guitar work. So I wrote down in my notes, the chug is good. But then as it kept going through, I actually wrote a second note saying, Rammstein chug? Question mark.
They do have some songs in their earlier stuff that are actually quite industrial sounding.
But that's the thing. The guitar tone in this is ferocious, and I love it.
I did say that I think one of my favorite parts of this album is just the instrumentation.
Oh,
as a whole.
100%.
Just
Completely agree.
the guy who plays keyboards in this band, who also does all the like orchestration, and they really incorporated all the orchestral parts into this
Yeah.
superbly. It's absolutely seamless. I think it really just elevates the music.
I loved the as well the contrast of, you know, because we obviously listened to Within Temptation's album last time. Obviously that to me was a very Western sounding album, and then this one sounds like it's got those hints of like Eastern, like of the Eastern kind of genre with the melodic riffs and everything. And I was just like, oh my god, this is like what Within Temptation could be, but they're not.
I think there's a lot of symphonic metal bands nowadays, like Within Temptation, Delane, that sort of they have all those elements, but the heavier side is more kind of like the modern metal gent sound. But Nightwish have always stayed true to more like Metallica, those sort of bands, and it really shows. Like one of my favorite songs on this album, "Yours Is an Empty Hope."
Oh, that was
Just
yes,
complete
I've-
thrasher.
I've got that one as
One of the heavier
one of my
tracks
favorites.
on. The scream right in the middle of that, where
Yeah.
it all stops and she just like really goes for it. It just every time it's just like, oh my god.
In my notes, I've put, Jesus Christ, I'm sucking this guitarist's dick right now. It's so Petrucci, it hurts. The shout is also very cool. I'm a very simple man.
I'm a simple man.
It's really interesting as well. So Nightwish have had 3 different vocalists, and this is the first album they did with their current vocalist Floor Jansen. And so the previous two are both very different. Their first one was very like operatic, and they got someone else who's a bit more like pop sounding, and they always did well sort of adjusting the music to the singer. But with this singer, it's just like Nightwish complete, because she can sing absolutely everything. She goes from like full on screaming to like those really like quiet ballads like Our Decades in the Sun.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel
Well,
like
that'll be like sorry, no, that'll
no,
be like
good.
going back through. You remember it was the same point for me with Steve and Wilson, and you were talking about his albums before, how they were like different to the one to the Future Bites. That'll be really interesting to see how Nightwish like have changed. Because is this the most recent album they've done, or is it like the one before?
No, they put out an album last year as well.
Right.
But yeah, I think this is my favorite Nightwish album. Honestly,
I think this is like I think this is like my favorite. Well, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not too keen on the vocals personally. That's a very personal preference. However, for this band, I think they're brilliant. For this band, I think they work really, really well. But that vocal style is just one that I'm not particularly keen on.
they've also got their bass player Marco, who does the male vocals in the background a lot of the time.
What was the song name? Does he open it or something? I can't remember. There's one where he just sort of does these like quiet vocally things, and then it all just comes in. I can't remember what song it's called. I didn't write it down in my notes, but it's just occurred to me right this second. That's a shame, that. Oh well. It'll come to me afterwards as well, after recording.
We'll stop recording
and I'll
and
be like, oh,
that was
fuck's sake.
So in terms of what I've got, to be fair, obviously we've already talked about the instrumentation, and like texturally it's massive. I've also got the riffs go hard, and like the end song, I don't know. Like,
we have to talk about The Greatest Show on Earth.
Yes.
We'll talk about cons for the album later on, but a lot of the cons that I had, I was kind of just like, you know what, this song's just pretty fucking sick. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's just so beefy, just so big, but like it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it just ends the album.
There's a really good video of it on someone's made a whole video of it on YouTube, because the song is all about like the story of like the world and mankind, like evolution. It's based on a Richard Dawkins book, and they actually got Richard Dawkins in to narrate parts of this song and at the start of the album on Shudder Before the Beautiful.
I thought it was, because I remember.
I knew it was him as soon as you started talking.
They got him to do it live at Wembley once. You can find it on YouTube. I knew someone who was there when that happened. I think
it was Devin Townsend or somebody had Richard Dawkins narrating one of his gigs as well.
Avenged Sevenfold got Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, naughty.
But yeah, someone really put that to video, and it really works fantastically. But the music throughout it, you just never get bored throughout this whole 20-minute thing. Even right towards the end, there's the whole part where it's the narration. The music is just sort of following his voice. You really focus on it. That's
what I put down in the sense, you know, when you're like, you didn't get bored. I couldn't help but put a very fun album. Just the whole way through, I was enjoying myself. And then it almost felt how'd you put it? But epic. You know, it was like a spectacle. You know, like you watch a really good film, and you're like, "Whoa, that was amazing!" Like, you know, when you watch The Avengers or something, you're like, "Wow,
you definitely get that vibe
it's amazing."
From this band.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I am a sucker for string arrangements, and my God, the string arrangement. Just whenever you go back to this album, listen to the bass strings. It's so good.
The start of Weak Fantasy, before it goes into that really heavy riff, and it's just the strings.
Sorry, they're just string arrangements. They just get me going, especially when it falls under these heavy bands, and when it's done well, which it is here, it's blissful.
You all got a favorite song off this album?
It'd be the last one for me.
See,
it's gotta be.
You go, Kieran.
Right, it's a weird one because obviously it's really funny to get a favorite song off, like when you've only just listened to an album, if you get me. Usually your favorite song comes after you, but the one what intrigued me the most was that instrumental before the final track.
Oh,
because of the atmosphere. Like the atmosphere,
I think I saw an interview and they sort of described this album as like 9 support acts, and then that as an intermission, and then the main act of the album as the final song.
It was brilliant because like how it starts off and it's just the percussion. I think just like this low kick, I think this low beat, and then it just comes in, and they use like varied instrumentation throughout the album, and then they use like some I think it's like a male vocalist who's just he's pretty much improving in a certain like key, and it's just I just remember I was like, oh my gosh, someone's about to go down, like and then the final track happens and you're like, oh my god.
It definitely builds up to it well. As the one thing I was gonna say that maybe I had a problem with at first with this album was you have that as a 6-minute track, and then the first few minutes of The Greatest Show on a more instrumental on a similar sort of line. But honestly, the more I listen to it, it just doesn't bother me. I just enjoy it all.
The album flows into like seamlessly into every track, which is crazy. It's not jarring. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, there's a lot of range of different types of songs on the album, I think.
Before, because I've actually got some semi hot takes. Does anyone else have any? Does anyone else have any criticism?
Apart from me not being too keen on the vocalist style, no, I don't really have any hot take.
That's fair.
I only have one, and it's the same for another album we're gonna review. Is in the only con I have is that the album for the genre is extremely strong, but it's not an album which transcends time, if you get me. It's seamless across the do you know what I mean?
I think
yeah.
I think I do. I think I do kind of.
Not a timeless masterpiece in your eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the only thing. It's like admitting like it's a really good album, but it's definitely not one of the best I've ever heard. Josh is looking at me like, so you've not given it the score it deserves. Have you, Kieran?
Have you gone and dead trees him?
Dead trees.
I have not dead trees this album. Hell no, no way.
If he's looking at him like that, then I might just cover Josh's face so he can't see me. Guilt.
Boy. God. Just
go on, Jack.
Okay,
go on,
so
Jack.
I've only got 4. I've only got 4.
Okay,
spit the hot take.
Okay. So my first one, Kieran kind of alluded to, of like the album kind of flows really well into each other, and I agree with the flow, but sometimes it can be a bit like aesthetically like We're Here Again. Like some of the songs kind of are a bit like I would, for something this big, I would want some more variation.
Any songs in particular, or
Josh is
it's
on
more
the attack
it's
now.
more just like a collection of moments when you get to midway through the record, you're just a bit like,
you know what, I think I
don't know.
actually agree with that a little bit, Jack. Now that you said it, thinking back to it in my head, I can't help but feel there were some parts that were a little bit samey, just a touch bit samey, but it was sort of like this idea of here we are again.
I do agree that there's 1 or 2 tracks in the middle that probably aren't my favorite. Ironically, the title track is probably one of my least favorite songs in this album.
I wasn't big on it either.
That and My Walden, not huge into, but I still enjoy him.
What else have we got here? Right. I don't want anyone to stab me. I almost don't want to say it because of the backlash.
You're about to get stabbed.
The production is fine.
Oh no!
But it's just fine.
I'm disagreeing with you there, Jack.
How can you have an album with this many instruments and just make it sound so one-dimensional? It sounds so just flatlining, but there's like a full orchestra there. There is a full orchestra, and it just sounds
Oh,
it's
no.
just fine.
I don't think it sounds flatlining at all, personally.
I honestly
we
love-
a few weeks ago we discussed about production a
We
lot.
did, to
Like,
be
there's
fair.
no
We
edge.
did,
My
yeah.
point stands. My point stands.
You're about to say Nightwish
honestly,
is
I
overrated.
love the way this album sounds because, like, of how many instruments they've been able to balance really well. I've never really thought about the production on the album, honestly.
It's just I don't know. I just find it, but like I just find it. It's not bad. Like it's not an example of bad production. I don't know. It feels like even when you go higher, even when you go bigger with instruments, I'll like further down. It just feels so like. There's a full orchestra there, man. Like there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
Step your shit up.
See, this is
What
this
else
is
you
the
got?
thing.
What else you got?
This is the thing I love about when we do this, because everyone takes music differently because of music being subjective, and
That's the thing,
just,
and that's what's
I
so
love
beautiful
this.
about
Everyone has opinions, just some of them are wrong.
Some of them are just hot takes.
Jack, you had
the
another
world
one,
is
didn't
just
you?
a collection of hot takes.
You had another con, didn't you, Jack?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I did have one more.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, here
the
we
final
go.
nail.
I have nothing wrong with the vocal style. Actually, I like her voice and her delivery is really good. However,
Here we go.
some of her lyrics are cringy as fuck, bro. Some of them are so cringe. Come on.
You know what? Actually,
come on.
Actually, I think I agree with Jack on this
Yeah,
one.
he
I think I
does.
do.
I'm getting people on my side.
I would
Radicalised.
have to listen to the lyrics, because I feel like with how epic it was, I was more listening to the melodies rather than
See,
the lyrics.
that's fair. It's just sometimes I would be listening to it and I'd just hear. I wish I'd written some of them down. I really wish I had, because like some of them isolated are just like,
Says the
What?
guy who likes to sing "Sucker Punch" by Delane.
mate, that's a banger.
That is a banger, though. That's a banger,
That's
though.
a banger.
There's a difference.
Delane don't take themselves too seriously. These guys do a show with Richard Dawkins. Levels.
Oh, I love it. Right.
I don't know.
well,
Yeah. In terms of overall, I thought it was good, but Josh, I'm a little bit disappointed, bro. You bigged it up to me so much, and this is like my first proper Nightwish experience.
I'm
It was good, but it wasn't like unreal.
It wasn't quite calling.
I'm disappointed in you, Jack.
Oh, discourse in the group once
Here
more.
we go. Bloody
How
pandemonium.
will they recover?
Shall we give it some scores?
Right,
then?
here we go.
Here we go.
I can't wait
is
for this
gonna-
one to be below
Where's
Bill
this
Murray.
going to go on the leaderboard?
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start off. I
Okay.
fucking love this album. I'll agree it's not perfect, so that's why it gets 9 out of 10.
Okay, I'm gonna add this up.
Do you want to fuck this album, Josh?
I know. Yeah. I thought he was about
Would you
to.
like? Would you like to take it out for dinner?
I want to stick my dick in this album. My
But he
dick.
said it's not perfect, so he wants to take it out for dinner, but then never call it again.
Oh,
Ooh.
He takes it
that's
out once and then
cold.
decides
That's
that
cold.
I'm
That's-
sorry,
not
you've got
really
a
a
really nice
spark.
voice, but your lyrics are kind of cringe.
it's not you, it's me.
Right, I'll give my score then. I've given it an 8 out of 10. I liked it. Again, not entirely my cup of tea and wasn't massively overwhelming or anything. It was just sort of a bit like, yeah, this is an album, but it's a good album. So I can't really fault it.
This is an album.
I enjoyed it. 8 out of 10.
Damn. I'll go with mine. I gave it an 8 as well. I thought it was actually a really good listen. Josh, I don't, because you know Nightwish better than me. Have they ever done anything for video games? Because I genuinely thought to myself, my God, could you imagine if they wrote something for a video game soundtrack?
I don't think so. There's probably some video game montage out there with
do you know
Nightwish
what I
on it.
mean? Though?
Nightwish over the
like,
top.
you could
Call of
see
Duty
Nightwish
montage.
playing in the background of like a Devil May Cry game or something.
Witcher 3
Oh,
best
yeah.
no scope.
You know, yeah, but I
Crossbow
gave it
notes,
an
guys.
8 out of 10. I thought it was a very epic listen. It was very fun, and there was no time in the album I thought, ugh. So, 8 out of 10. Hardly any cons for me.
So I was just a little bit disappointed. I did like it, and there were definitely parts that I really enjoyed, and I really loved the last track. But But so there was just parts of it that like just blended into one for me, and like some of the lyrics are just so cringe, and I'm just like, I would like to reiterate, I did say some, like not all of them, just some of them, a few lines here and there, but yeah, I gave it a 7. So I didn't shit on it. I didn't dead trees you, bro. I didn't dead trees
it.
you.
Fair enough.
Must
fair
be
enough.
nice. Must be fucking nice.
I didn't stab you in the back and give you a 4. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
doing
imagine
that?
doing that to somebody.
That's
Imagine
the minimum
doing
I'll
that.
probably accept.
Imagine
Look
biasing
at
your
us.
review
Look
because
at
you're
us.
friends with the person who likes the album. Jack's
No,
still alive.
I enjoy as a whole. It's a good album. Like 7 is good, 8 is great, 6 is like okay, and I don't think it's okay, but I don't think it's great, so therefore it's good. So therefore it gets a 7.
So what
Yeah,
does that
okay.
total us to?
That total is just math interlude music.
We'll be right back.
I think it's 32. Hold on.
No, it's
I think 33 in it. Is it?
988.
No, it's not. It's 32.
36.
9, 8,
Yeah.
8, 7.
How?
Wait, no, it's
32.
32.
Yeah, it's 32. Yeah,
So
you're right.
it's currently actually joint with Bill Murray.
Hell yes! Hell
He's
yeah!
back.
We put him on
What's
the
the
same
tiebreaker?
podium.
Right,
What's
can
the
we,
tiebreaker?
Can we all... ooh, we might have to settle that when we've got a bunch and we need a tiebreaker bunch of them. Do you know what I mean?
I think Bill Murray.
Maybe what we should do is go back and give like the
How-
those are the ones we can give decimal points to.
Everyone, go to our Discord server and tell us how should we settle tiebreakers.
Yeah, that's a good point
Ooh.
actually. Fist fight to the death.
Get the album.
I think when we've reached this point, we have to just vote as a 4, which one is better. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll-
It's currently
we'll see,
joint third
We'll see.
place.
Yeah, we'll see what we'll do with it.
Yeah.
But-
We'll
Yeah.
brainstorm on it and we'll let you know in the next episode.
It's
Yeah.
broken into the top 4, 1 point ahead of Stephen Wilson.
Can we just all agree before we leave this episode now that Bill Murray is the gatekeeper, isn't he? It's
He
like if
is.
an album is
Yeah.
higher than
He's
32,
the entry to
yeah,
the top
yeah.
3.
He's the-
As soon as you reach the eternal gates of the top 3,
Oh,
once you
God.
meet Bill Murray. I'm sorry, no, but how is Bill Murray on 32?
Because he's sick. Because he's
Like, it
fucking
was a good album,
mint.
but how is he that high when we've reviewed like he's above Stephen Wilson, Code
Rightfully
Orange.
so. Rightfully so.
I feel like these are the kind of artists Noah's going to introduce us to, either
Oh,
very
yeah.
high on the scale or very low.
There's no in between.
there is no in between.
There is no.
He's no mid-table, only relegation or championship.
Right, so thank you for watching.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
that
all.
Thanks,
has
guys.
been
We will
episode
see you
9.
next week.
Yeah.
But make sure to click the bell
Ding
for
dong.
those
Subscribe, click notification
notifications.
bell, follow us everywhere. We are Antidote To Chaos.
Don't forget to join the Discord server and let us know who would win in a fight. Would it be Bill Murray or Nightwish?
I think Bill
I mean,
Murray
isn't
might
there
have it in
like
the
10
bag.
of Nightwish?
Yeah, but Bill Murray fucking lifts, bro. Have you seen his
Thanks.
Instagram? He does lift.
To be fair, Nightwish would say one thing, Bill Murray would cringe so hard inside of himself that they would win the fight.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right.
See you later.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.